Welcome to the Axis Strength Training Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Sweet, owner of Axis Strength Training in Johnstown. Our mission is to help 2,000 people in the Fulton and Montgomery County area build a lifelong habit of health and fitness so they live longer and healthier lives. Today, I'm joined by Coach Taryn LaFontaine. Taryn coaches our evening group classes, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and also the Saturday morning classes. Welcome, Taryn.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, my pleasure. It's going to be fun. Now, let's help our audience get to know you a little bit. Can you tell us about yourself and share your background in sports and fitness?
So I am currently wrapping up my biomedical engineering degree at Union College, and in a few short months, I will be starting a full-time job. But I have been a member at Axis for almost 4 years, and I've been coaching for a little over 3 years. I've been in sports for as long as I can remember. I think I started gymnastics when I was like 2 years old, and I did that until I was about 10. I also did soccer, basketball, and softball growing up and all through high school, and I even threw in track and field there my senior year of high school on top of the other 3. I also like to hike, snowshoe, bike, downhill ski, and water ski in my free time that I sometimes have.
Yes, well, I know how much you do, and you have a lot to do. And later on in this podcast, we're going to get into how much you actually do. And I know you're going to give us some tips on how we can improve our efficiency in our daily lives. But for now, let's get into the next question, which is, what got you into strength training, and how did that journey lead to you coaching at Axis?
So my freshman year of college, I had to take a gym class. My first semester, I took Taekwondo, but my second semester, I took Intro to Weightlifting, or it was something along those lines. And at this time, I had also gained the dreaded freshman 15. I went from being very, very active to doing nothing because I had no idea what to do in the gym. It's one thing to go to soccer practice, but then to step into a gym, and it's a completely different beast. In this class, I learned basic bodybuilding movements, and this kind of is what got me started going to the gym. Then a couple months later, COVID hit, and I was back at home, couldn't go to a gym, so I started biking a lot, like hundreds of miles a week just to get out of the house. And I kept seeing this place on social media called Axis, but I was too scared to join. I was like, I don't know if I can do that. After about a year of hemming and hawing about going, my boyfriend got me to go to a class with him, and the rest is history. Eventually, you asked me if I'd be interested in coaching, and I started helping Madonna with the kids program, and 3 years later, here we are.
Yes. I think it's very interesting. I think it's very helpful for our members to hear you say how scared you were, because I don't think there is one athlete at our gym that would think that Coach Taryn was scared.
I was petrified. And this was back when you were still at the fire department. So Martha coached my first class, and then you coached my second class. So it was like having 2 first days in a row. It was scary.
Yes, well, you picked up on everything really quickly and have done great ever since. But I love hearing you say that you were scared at first, because I think that'd be very helpful for everybody else to hear. You're not alone, guys. We're all scared, but we do it anyway. As a college student, balancing school and internship, coaching, and your own training, what has that experience been like for you?
So it's been tough. It's not like it was easy. I've had to make some sacrifices. There have been times when, I've been asked to go do things on the weekend. I'm like, nope, this is my only time to study for this exam I have coming up. I need to spend the day studying. But school and my own health and well-being are my priority. When I work out, that's my hour that I get to just focus on myself. But then when I coach, it's kind of also time for me to decompress. I enjoy doing it. I joke around all the time that all of my friends already go to the gym, and it's true. I enjoy being around these people and talking with everyone before and after class. I do think being busy has made me a better student. It I don't have time to slack off. So it's just like, okay, I have 2 hours between class and when I have to go coach at the gym. I need to do this work or I won't have time to do it again today. So it's forced me to stay disciplined. And like I said, it's not like it's been easy, but it's definitely been worth it.
Yeah. So in some sense, you're saying that keeping a busy schedule has kind of forced you to be more efficient or even more disciplined.
For sure.
Yeah. So this next question I'm asking for me as much as anybody else, because I've watched you over the years accomplish so much and do so much that I admire that in you. And I'm looking forward to hearing some tips on how the rest of us can accomplish more in our days and weeks.
It really comes down to planning and being organized. I have everything in my calendar. I have an agenda where I also write everything down, mostly for school stuff, but I also have a daily to-do list. And if I don't have a list written down for things to accomplish, I just kind of hop around from task to task. It takes me way longer than it needs to. And when I have that to-do list, I just make sure to prioritize like what needs to be done first. Usually I start with the stuff I don't want to do and I get that done first because after a little bit of time and I'm tired, I don't want to do the harder things. But kind of a funny story, for my capstone design class that I'm in right now, we have to take the Clifton Strengths Assessment. And my number one strength was discipline. And the description said something along the lines of, you could probably be caught doing the same thing at the same time of day every single day. And that's pretty true. It's pretty accurate.
Yes. Awesome. So it sounds like it could come down to two main factors. And one is organization/planning. Mm-hmm. And two, discipline. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you for that. Let's get into some advice for members. What are some of the biggest mistakes that you see people make when they first start training?
So I'm going to throw myself under the bus with this one, but doing too much too soon. I don't think I've told anyone this, but one of my first weeks at Axis, I thought I was being so awesome and I was squatting so much weight and I was so cool and I actually hurt my back. I did not have the core strength. I just had no business to be doing that. I hate it. I didn't want anyone to know that I hurt my back in the gym because then you're going to hear, oh, you hurt your back lifting weights. But building strength, it takes time and consistency. And I'd honestly say it was probably after like 6 consistent months of working out that I was like, whoa, I feel like I'm getting so much stronger.
Yeah. Awesome advice. So if you're listening out there, guys, take this advice to heart. A lot of people, when they start at the gym, they just made that decision that they're going to make some changes in their life. They're very motivated to make a lot of progress really fast. But as Taryn just said, sometimes that can be a little bit disastrous, right? We like the motivation and we like that you've made that decision to get better, but start slow, right? This game, it's a long-term game. There's nothing that's going to happen. You could work as hard as you possibly can for a day, a week, or a month, but you're really not going to progress. You're more likely to injure yourself doing that. So take the long-term approach. Like Taryn said, start slow, ease your way into it. 6 months to a year later, you're going to see the rewards of your efforts. Yeah. All right. So for members who struggle with motivation, what advice would you give to help them stay consistent?
I'm going to take one out of your book here, Jason, but we're going to keep it PG. You need to have discipline over motivation because motivation is a feeling and screw your feelings. But on a serious note, think of all the times when you didn't want to go to a workout, but once you were done, you felt great, you were glad that you did it. It's in the times when motivation is wavering, you need to let discipline take over and remember those times when you felt better after doing the workout.
Yeah, great advice. Discipline over motivation. Yeah, motivation is a feeling, will come and go. The discipline is what keeps you going, keeps you strong, keeps you striving towards those goals. So rely on discipline. Very good. All right, Taryn, what is one thing you wish more people understood about strength training?
It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. Yes, when you start, you're going to hit PRs on your lift, but there might be a time when you go to max out and you don't get that PR. And guess what? That's okay, and that's normal. What's not okay is throwing in the towel and saying, well, I suck, I'm not strong anymore. Instead, you have to let it motivate you. I know we just talked about motivations and feeling, but let it motivate you a little bit, light a fire under yourself, maybe push yourself a little harder in your training, clean up your nutrition a little bit, prioritize your recovery a little bit. You're the only person in charge of yourself and how you react to setbacks. So you need to dictate.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. Progress isn't always linear, right? There's ups and downs. We go through phases. Sometimes we, might have a lot of progress really quickly, and other times we might be at a little bit of a plateau. And sometimes we might even dip backwards, if we have an illness or an injury. But truth is, though, just find a way to keep going, take a short break if you need to, but get back on that horse and try again. All right, Taryn, so I'm going to get to know you a little bit more here. Do you have a favorite workout or movement that you think is underrated?
So my favorite workouts have anything to do with gymnastics movements, push-ups, handstand walks, muscle-ups, pull-ups, any of that stuff. And I've actually heard from some members recently that they're like, it sounds crazy to say, but I really like gymnastics workouts because they kind of force me to push myself out of my comfort zone and learn something new. Not all of us did gymnastics as a kid, and we're doing it for the first time as an adult here at Axis. So I like those. If I had to pick a favorite workout to coach, I know this wasn't exactly the question, but I'm going to say Air Force, just because I get to yell at everyone to do burpees every minute, and that's just very fun.
Yes, Air Force is a very fun workout. You that are newer to the gym, you'll get to experience that soon. Yes. All right, Tara, let's get your perspective as a coach. What do you love most about coaching the group classes at Axis?
I really love the camaraderie there is in class. Sometimes you can just tell someone isn't having the best day ever, but you watch them come in, leave their problems at the door, they talk to their friends, they get a good workout in. Sometimes I get to watch people push each other, and they all celebrate each other's achievements. And that's just not something you're going to get working out by yourself.
Yeah, great. What would you say is your coaching style, and how do you help people push past their previous limitations?
So I want the gym to be a positive and fun environment for everyone, but I'm also going to hold you accountable, and I'm going to make sure you're doing things correctly. I joke around sometimes that I'm like, I will be the mean coach today, especially it's like on max out days. I'm like, I'm going to be the mean coach and hold you guys to the standards. But I also say there are standards for a reason. Let's stick to them so that you can get better. Regarding pushing people past their limits, I have a tendency to swap people's weights out for them. If you ask people from last Friday, I was switching people's weights out like crazy. And I always give them a little, you're welcome, usually met with an eye roll. Sometimes I'm cursed out a little bit, but then after the fact, I usually get a thank you. I'm so glad I did that. And I also say a lot, you'll never know unless you try. And what's the worst that happens? Because really, what is the worst that happens?
Right. What you succeed? Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a horrible thing to happen.
Taryn, you are known for pushing people and knowing when is a good time for them to be pushed. Hi, Scout.
Yes, that is Scout. Sorry.
And I will often have people say to me, Taryn scares me a little bit, which is kind of funny. But they also say, you know what, Taryn pushed me to grab a heavier weight than I've used before, and I did the entire workout with that weight. I didn't know I could do that. And they're usually very thankful that you did that.
Yeah, I like to do it. If I see someone, I'm like, that looks suspiciously easy. I'm going to make you challenge yourself.
Yes, great. They appreciate that. Taryn, you're graduating soon. What's next for you And how does coaching at Axis fit into that?
So starting in May, I'll be working at EpiMed as a process engineer. Luckily, though, EpiMed is right in Johnstown, so I will still be able to work out. I still need to work out. I just recently qualified for a competition after like 2 years of saying I'm never competing again, but I was compelled to do this one. And I will still be coaching, just maybe not as frequently as I do now. The saying, you can't serve from an empty cup. I need to make sure I've got some work-life balance in there. To be a better coach, I just might have to step back a little bit.
Yeah. And congratulations on the new job and graduating college. And we appreciate that you're still going to be coaching with us at Axis, even if it is not quite as much.
Thank you.
Why should someone thinking about joining a gym choose Axis?
When you join Axis, you get to walk in the door and just shut your mind off. There's a lot of structure. The workout is written for you. You don't have to come up with it. Someone's going to tell you what to do. And Scout says hello again. What to do and how to do it. And so you just have to focus on getting your workout in.
Yeah, great. What makes Axis strength training different from other gyms or training programs?
Oh, man, there are a lot of things that make Axis different from other gyms. But like I said, it's giving you structure. You don't have to come up with anything on your own. It's written for you. You just dedicate yourself to the hour. You're going to be told what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And, having that coach there to keep you on track. Sometimes just hearing, see you tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay, I have to go back now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny you brought up the, the shut your mind off thing. That's something when I first started this, I didn't think that's what people were looking for, but the longer I coached, the more I realized people really appreciate that aspect of it. They are planning their work days, they're planning their family stuff, their meals. They just want to be able to shut their mind off, let somebody else lead them for 1 hour, go home feeling accomplished, and then get back to thinking again.
Exactly.
So it's a great point. If someone is new to group training, what can they expect when they come to one of your classes?
So there's always the potential to be greeted by one of my 2 dogs. Not often, but sometimes they make an appearance. And they're also making an appearance in this video in the background noise. But you're going to be greeted by a wonderful group of people. Everyone at Axis is great. I'm going to be a little partial to the evening crew here. It's a great group. I make sure to walk you through every step of the workout. I probably ask, are there any questions? 500 times, but it's really important to make sure there are no questions. The worst question is one that is not asked. And for me, the most important thing is making sure you not only understand what you're doing, but why you're doing it. I can tell you that you're going to go do a back squat, but why are we doing a back squat? So I think it's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. The why behind it is helpful for people to, have a deeper connection to their workouts. So they know what the benefits of the movements are, and you do a great job of teaching them in your classes.
Thank you.
Let's help our members. How can they, as the members, get the most out of their training at Axis? What's some advice you have for them?
You just need to keep showing up. It's supposed to be challenging. It is supposed to challenge you. Embrace the challenge. Keep showing up. Keep moving forward. Progress will come.
Yeah, simple but great advice. Just show up. We preach that all the time. You're not going to get stronger, fitter, and feel better sitting on the couch, right? So the hardest part is just showing up. All right, Taryn, now we're going to have some fun. I'm not known for fun, but we're going to try to have some fun
People
here.
say my idea of fun is sick and twisted because I'm always like, workout. And they're like, what?
I am going to send some rapid fire questions at you, and you just throw back at me what comes to mind. First one, favorite workout song?
This one's actually tough. I don't care about the music as long as I can't hear my heavy breathing during a workout. Right now, probably Coming Undone by Korn, but ask me in a week, a month, and it's probably something different.
All right. I got this question because I overhear you a lot grilling your classes after the workout session on what they're going to eat when they get home. So, Taryn, what is your go-to post-workout meal?
3 scrambled eggs with spinach and hot sauce, half an avocado with everything bagel seasoning, and a clementine, and a black coffee. My coffee is my favorite part of my morning. Can't go without it.
Yes, Taryn works out at 5:30 a.m., so she's having that coffee then. But I bet you guys are scrambling to write down what she just said, because get your day started off with a good meal. All right. What do you prefer, deadlift or squat?
Deadlift. I've got long legs. Squats are hard. Deadlift all day long.
Yes, and you're a deadlifting machine. Okay. Biggest gym pet peeve?
It's when things aren't organized. So mismatched plates, equipment in the wrong spot. It just, we talked about organization earlier. It goes with the gym too. Makes your life easier if everything's where it's supposed to be and it looks nice.
Yes. Part of your secret to success, right? A combination of organization and discipline. Awesome, Taryn. That's all I have for you as far as questions, Taryn. I appreciate you being on this podcast, and I know that our members will get a ton of value from it. Anything that you'd like to leave us with?
I'll see you guys on Monday.
All right, guys, you heard it. Be ready to rock and roll on Monday. All right, Taryn, thank you. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jason.
Bye.
Bye.